this clip maybe encapsulates my feelings towards clubbing and my different perspective that I now have going forward. This features the one and only Joey Diaz on the Fear of One podcast, and they're kind of speaking about, you know, nostalgia, and Joey Diaz mentioned something about Studio 54 that made me think about how I'm now approaching my clubbing experience, just going out in general.
It's fucking crazy. God. I guess the best thing is remembering stuff from growing up. That's something that that's my favorite thing, is just remembering stuff from growing up. Yeah, thinking about the past. I love it. You know, that's where most of like the most entertaining stuff is for me. But growing up now it feels like kind of weird. I think for a lot of times I didn't want to grow up because I still wanted to just be a part. I feel like if I grow up too much, then I lose all the fun. Does that ever make any sense to you?
You know, man, it's so weird how you look at your life and you go, what the fuck? I haven't had fun, like fun, since I left New Jersey when I was 20. Like that old-fashioned fun that I liked, I enjoyed, you know, just getting fucked up and laughing with your friends.
Yeah.
Sleeping on the floor and going down the shore and all that shit. And then it's like I've been chasing it for the last 40 years. What happened those summers when I was growing up? You're just chasing it, you know. It's funny, I look at, like, I was seeing something about a while ago about a club. They were talking about this club and VIP and all this. And I looked at it and I'm like, all this is people chasing Studio 54.
Yeah.
That's all.
And he's right. That's exactly what I've been chasing. I think that very first pivotal moment where I went to Berlin, this was maybe early 2000s, after spending, and I think I had that epiphany, or I had that kind of breakthrough moment. Oh my God, I found this mecca of a place to be. All clubs should be like this place, and da 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 da. Because I'd also spent a bit of time before I went to Berlin kind of doing like some promoting kind of work, right? Just, you know, putting on fucking events at bars and clubs, nothing too crazy. But I was kind of entrenched in the scene without realizing. I was just doing it because, you know, that was a kind of quote unquote cool thing to do. So once I had that understanding of the scene, coming at it from a promoter side, coming at it from being a DJ, I then had more appreciation for what I was witnessing or what I experienced when I first touched down in Berlin. Especially again, because I didn't go straight to Berlin and go straight to Berghain. I went to places like Club de Visionnaire, Prince Charles, Trésor. There was this other particular black one I remember going to back in the day. It was like it was not like a witch, but it was kind of like a heavy metal influence type of techno club. I wish I remember the name. There's a really small one. It wasn't open for too long, but I remember going to those type of places before I even went to Berghain. That gave me the flipping, oh shit, this is what clubbing could be like. But one of the big mistakes I made, and I think a lot of people make this when they go to places like that, or they just experience any great festival or any great rave, is that they take that one experience and obviously try and chase it, but obviously think they can also replicate it. You can't. You can never replicate the first time you walk into an amazing club, you get past the door pickers, you walk, you know, you get searched, you pay your ticket, you walk up those fucking crazy stairs, you hear the fucking bass reverberating as you're fucking putting your coat in the cloakroom, you queuing up at the toilets, they look exactly like how you imagine they would look on the internet. Like all these things, you can never replicate that sort of stuff. So if anything, you should use whatever experience that you had the first time as a barometer, but you should always also learn, I think, to enjoy each situation, each scenario, each club for the most part for what they are. And this is something that I've kind of been doing actively the last few years, is in trying to enjoy what these people can do well. Like if I go to like a Fabric, I'm not expecting a fold experience. I'm expecting a certain level of experience, a certain level of service, quote unquote, but I'm not going to try and, you know, give Fabric a hard time because it's not like Fold, because they come from two different worlds. They have two different outlooks, philosophies, whatever, points of view, two different communities, DJs, whatever, all that stuff. It's not, you can't compare them. So you have to kind of compare it or judge it based on its own merits, for lack of, you know, for better or worse, whatever it may be. This is something that I've kind of tried to implement over the last few years, not trying to chase something that I can never catch or replicate. Even if I was to go to Berlin every single day for the rest of my life, I wouldn't be able to replicate that first ever time that I went there and how that felt and what that did to me. What I can do is say, okay, cool, I've seen what the levels are. I know what the fucking gold standard is. Now I know how to judge other things accordingly, but I also don't kind of point fingers at other people do and say, oh my God, this isn't exactly how to, it's like, look, everyone's different. Everyone's got different approaches, whatever it may be, but at least there's one place that's kind of setting the standard and giving people a sort of semi blueprint of what to kind of do and not to do. And that's something, yeah, you definitely have to kind of think about. So big up Joey Diaz for reminding me to live in the moment and to enjoy each place for what it is and not try and chase the dragon, because you're never going to catch it.